Hare Krishna. My humble obeisance of all the assembled devotees. My name is Tirumala Govindadas. I am serving in San Bhavat Mahavidyalaya over time. My heartfelt thanks to all the devotees for giving your valuable time. I hope today's discussion will be very much useful and relevant for all of us. Today we are going to discuss on a very interesting topic. What is the role of austerity in bhakti? Many times, Prabhupada used to quote one sloka from Narada Pancharatra. Aradito yadigaris tapasa tatakim. Na aradito yadigaris tapasa tatakim. If anyone understood how to serve Krishna, how to surrender Krishna, then what is the need of austerity? If anyone doesn't understand how to serve Krishna, how to surrender Krishna, then what is the profit of such an austerity? So from this sloka, clearly we can see that surrendering to Krishna and serving to Krishna, that is much more important. There is no need of austerity. But the problem is in other scripture like Bhagavad-Gita or Bhagavatam, if you see that there is direct opposite statements for this statement. Like if in Bhagavad-Gita, if you see 18.5, Krishna says that Yakyadana tava karma na tyajam karyam evata. This Yakyadana tava cannot be given by anyone. And this Yakyadana tava will purify even the great souls, then what to speak of us. So from this sloka, clearly we can understand that the need of austerity. Like in Bhagavatam also, we can see in 5th canto, Vrishabhadeva is saying to his sons, Tapotivyam putraka ena sattam. Then another one place in Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, it is said, Suravagi alpatavasa seva vaikunta vatmasu yatro bhagiyade nityam devadevo janardana. So if anyone doesn't take any little bit austerity, then he cannot progress in devotion service, devotion life. So one scripture says that there is no need of austerity, and other scriptures saying that there is a need of austerity. So how we can understand this contradictory statement? How we can reconcile this contradictory statement? So to understand this, we need some help. And not only this, if anybody is doing or he practicing some austerity, he will progress in devotion life really, it will help really, or by following the austerity, one can improve his japa, or by practicing this austerity, it will motivate a person or it will deviate a person. So like that, many interesting questions we are going to discuss today. To discuss this interesting topic, today we have one special guest with us, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodar Swami Maharaj. Maharaj is well known to everyone. There is no need for introduction for Maharaj. Maharaj is one of the senior most disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj. And Maharaj was serving in ISKCON society since last 40 years. And Maharaj is very well known for his austerity. Because personally, I also see Maharaj follow every Ekadasi as a Nirjal Ekadasi, and he chants every Ekadasi 64 rounds. And not only this time, even when Maharaj in the Brahmacharya ashram, Even that time Maharaj used to chant 64 rounds every day along with his service. That is the really surprising thing for me also. So Maharaj is the really right person to discuss this topic. So let us welcome Maharaj to our program. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Dandavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. And all the devotees present. Thank you very much for inviting us to speak on this topic. I know that Srila Prabhupada, the founder of this movement, said ISKCON is a kitchen religion. kitchen means what? Food. Eat. And we also saw that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was in Jagannath Puri, he was feeding devotees prasadam with his two hands. Who can finish that? So much prasadam. So the devotee will eat up to the neck and perform kirtan. So one will naturally ask, ISKCON is a kitchen religion, and we saw the Supreme Lord himself, he distributed a lot of prasadam, made devotees eat and have kirtan. So our movement is just kirtan, chant and be happy. Forget about this austerity of a thing, it's not part of us. So every majority of devotees have that. Prabhupada did not talk about these things. Don't bring it up here. We are not tyagis. We are not tyagis. We are bhaktas. Yes, we are correct. We are correct. But we should also try to understand that if we are very carefully studying our scriptures, if we are carefully studying our scriptures, studying our philosophy, you will see that our philosophy is from right to left and left to right. If you are carefully studying, you will see this. Practical example is Tirumala Govind Prabhu was explaining. Some scriptures say austerity is necessary, and some places in the scriptures say austerity is not necessary. You see? So both things there. From left to right is correct, from right to left is also correct. So where do we stand? That was the question. So, so where do we stand? Yes, our authority, our foundation is scriptural. And Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna told us very clearly, Sastra Bidim Usun Vartate Kama Kartaha. Anyone who discards religious principle, anyone who discards scripture, anyone who does not listen to the scripture, anyone who does not follow scriptural injunction, anyone who throws the scripture away, that is also thrown away completely. And Krishna went ahead to say, Nasuka. That's the result. The effect of not following the scripture is Nasuka. Something which everyone is looking for in this world. The Gita says you get it. And that is what we see around the world. And people are working very hard, breaking their head for peace, for happiness. But what is it? Krishna said, Nasuka. Won't get it. He said, Na Param Gati. There is no supreme destination. There's no going back home, back to God. Why? Not Siddhi. There is no perfection without following the scripture. So that is what we get from our scripture. And here in Bhagavad Gita, you see so many verses talk about austerity. If you look at chapter 10, Bhagavad Gita, text 4 and 5. Krishna describes Udiri Gyanam Asamoha Ma Satyam Dana Samam Dukam Dukam Babu Abu Ayam Chabhayam Evacha Ahim Samata Tushtis Apodananda Shoyasam Bhavanti Bhava Bhutanam Mata Eva Prita Vidam. Here Krishna said, Ahimsa Samata Tushtis Tapo. Austerity. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion. Forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses. Control of the senses is what? It's austerity. To learn how to control the senses of austerity. That means we're going to deny our senses so many things. So Krishna mentioned it here. Control of the senses. This is austerity. Control of the mind is austerity. It's austerity. Forgiveness, truthfulness, control the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, and austerity. Please mention again, austerity. Charity, fame, infamy, all these various qualities of living beings are created by Rakshasa? No? The demigod? No. Krishna said, are created by me alone. Say, Krishna used the words, me alone. Means that is his costless mercy for us. It's austerity is there. Control the senses, control the mind, austerity. All of them austerities. All. And in the purpose, like Papa mentioned, in the purpose. Similarly, there are prescriptions for fasting on certain days of the month. In chapter 9, text 14, Prabhupada said, there are certain days which are called determined. Determined. Which are the days? Mentioned here, certain days. What are those certain days? Ekadasi, Janmashtami. Prabhupada specifically mentioned. Ekadasi, Janmashtami. There are certain prescriptions for fasting on certain days of the month. One may not be inclined to practice such fasting, but because of his determination to make advancement in the science of Krishna, he should accept such bodily troubles when they are recommended. We should accept when they are recommended in the scripture. We should accept, even though we don't like it. We should accept. Why? If we want to make advancement in Krishna, want to make advancement, it is necessary. Apart means austerity or penance. There are many rules and regulations in the Vedas which apply here, like rising early in the morning and taking a bath. That is austerity. The time people are going to sleep, I know some people, they go to sleep, the whole night they're going from one place to another place for sense gratification, which is 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Some people, 4 o'clock before they're going to sleep. And that's the time the scripture is asking us to get up, to start practicing. One should not be in the bed by 4 o'clock. No one should be in the bed. Anyone who is in the bed by 4 o'clock is a dead body. Because at the time one should start auspicious and mangal, auspicious time. It started 1.5 hours before sunrise, 6 o'clock. That is in 3:30, 4 o'clock. One should not be in a bed. One should be up, practicing divine activities, Mangala Arati. One should do that. It's austerity. It's austerity. This is compulsory for every human being. It is compulsory. And Prabhupada said, hey, why is it compulsory? It is for making advancement in Krishna consciousness, not making advancement in material consciousness. Prabhupada continued to speak in the purport. He said, one should not fast unnecessarily or against Vedic injunctions. Unnecessarily means what? In the verse you quoted before, 5:5:1, Asaf Devi is speaking about austerity to his sons, and he used the word tapo divyam, transcendental austerity. In the purport, in a lecture, Prabhupada gave lecture on this verse, and Prabhupada said, why austerity? He asked the question, he answered it. Why austerity? He said, Satya Sudhyet. Austerity is compulsory, necessary because it cleanses the heart. It purifies the heart. Why there is a cleansing of the heart? Because the heart is very dirty from our desire for sense gratification or being engaged in sense gratification, the heart becomes very dirty. And dirty things need to be clean. And to clean that, we need austerity, both physically and spiritually. If you want to clean any dirty thing, we need some strength. You need some strength to wash the clothes. You need some strength to wash the floor. You need to wash anything, there's a need for strength. That's austerity. When the force moves through a distance, that's the description of work. That is austerity. A force has passed through a distance. See, that is the description of work. That is austerity. So austerity is necessary, it is compulsory. Why it is recommended in the scripture? This you find in Bhagavad-Gita, you find Bhagavatam, you find Chitta, you find among all our acharyas. In history, the only person who did not perform austerity before he inherited the kingdom is King Bena. And everybody knows what happened to King Bena. It's very, very dangerous for himself and very dangerous for the whole world. The sages couldn't tolerate his atrocities. Not because of the atrocities is causing people, that atrocity is causing himself. Because whatever we do, the result is going to come upon us. Everything. Therefore, they killed him to save him from his dangerous position and to save the whole world from the atrocity he was creating. So we see the danger. Look at all other kings who perform austerity. They rule the world in an exemplary way, and everybody is calling their name today because of the exalted. Why? Austerity. Austerity they perform. Look at Parikshit Maharaj, austerity perform. Look at Yudhishthira Maharaj, austerity perform. Look at Dasaratha Maharaj. For Dasaratha Maharaj to become the father of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra, he performed great austerity for years. Did he need to do that? Did he need to do that austerity? Dasaratha Maharaj is Swayambhuva Manu. Such an exalted position he had. What does he need again in his life? He has performed such a great service for Krishna. Krishna is pleased with him. But after giving up that service, he went into severe austerity, Nami Sharayan. The austerity was such that Vishnu, Brahma, Mahesh, they came to him 2 times. My dear devotee, what do you want? I said, Maharaj, I don't want you. I don't want you. Don't come to me again. Go. He came twice. He said, go, I don't want you. Don't come to me again. Until Ramachandra came. One day, Swayambhuva Manu saw Krishna and his wife. Swayambhuva Manu and his wife, Atarupa. When they saw Ramachandra, he smiled and he said, yes, please, can we have a son like you? Lord Ramachandra said, there is no second person to me. I'm only Ram, only one Ram. So there is no son like me, so I will become your son. He said, yeah, I don't. And even this, he performed this austerity to get Ramachandra as his son. When he, after leaving that body as Swayambhuva Manu, he became Dasaratha Maharaj. He went to get into severe austerity to get Ramachandra. See what is happening? What is that? Austerity, it is what? It is meant for advancement in Krishna consciousness. If we want something very, very high, if we want something very, very important, there is a need for austerity, materially or spiritually. If a student wants to be an exemplary student, want to be an exceptional student, you need austerity. You have to sacrifice the pleasure of going to unnecessary places. I remember those days in school, you have to stay throughout the whole night, put your feet inside the water, so can remain awake to study. People are sleeping, but the student is doing austerity or not sleeping. Not for Krishna, for passing exam to become a big sense gratifier. even that, heavy austerity. Or you have to drink a lot of coffee to remain alive. So many things are done. just to be a sense gratifier. There's a heavy amount of austerity being performed. To be a politician, to be in position, people have to do all kinds of nonsense things. A lot of austerity people perform to be a sense gratifier. So if that is necessary for sense gratification, why is it not necessary for spiritual activity, for Krishna consciousness, for getting something, or getting the highest sense gratification? The highest sense gratification is Krishna prema. So if we do this materially, why not the highest one? So scripture recommends that we should do this austerity to purify the heart. And Papa said here, it should not be done whimsically. It should not be done for material things. The people are doing it. People are doing it. But we should do it for the purpose of purifying the heart, so that Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can comfortably sit there. Krishna sit in the heart. Let him be comfortable. If the heart is dirty, he will not be comfortable there, because Krishna is not a dirty person. Krishna is perfect, pure, and complete. So he is a purifier of all purifiers. Therefore, his abode is completely, perfectly pure. And because our heart is his abode, we have to make it clean for him so that he can comfortably sit there. Otherwise, Krishna is sitting there, but we will not realize him. Why? Because of the dirty things in the heart. But when those dirty things are cleared off by recommended austerities, the Prabhupada said here, recommended austerities, then the heart becomes very clean, and Krishna will comfortably sit there, and he will do the cleansing, and then will become very happy and very, very satisfied. So in this way, Prabhupada was speaking in this 551, Bhagavad-Gita 551. Prabhupada also said in a lecture, don't perform austerity like Hiranyakashipu just to tease his own son, who is a devotee. That is dangerous austerity. It's dangerous austerity. It should not be done. But transcendental austerity should be done by every sincere devotee. Even if you don't want to do it in that outstanding way, we are already doing it in a very small way. No gambling, no intoxication, no flesh eating, no illicit sex. What is that? Yeah, billions of people, that's austerity. For some people, it is not, because some people, for their life, they have never had illicit sex before. They have never done the gambling. They don't know anything about alcohol. They have not done that before. For them, it's not austerity. But how many people? Very, very few can cheat. Very, very few people. Majority, 99.9% of us, we have to do this austerity in Krishna consciousness. And you see, when one keep this principle, we will develop knowledge, we will develop intelligence to be able to serve Krishna properly. Therefore, a four regulatory principle is meant for developing our intelligence. So it's an austerity to help us develop intelligence, to practice Krishna, to practice Krishna consciousness very nicely. Anyone who does this would naturally develop intelligence. We will develop some sanctity, some cleanliness. It comes to our existence. So then Krishna feels very, very comfortable in sitting in there in the heart and regulate all our life in such a way that we become the light in the world. What is making devotees different from non-devotees is austerity which we are performing. Is austerity. That is the only difference, is austerity. What else is there? Devotees doesn't have two heads, the Karmi have one head. No? We are dressing. It doesn't matter the dressing which you put on. That is a different thing. But dress is a dress. Because I only want people to cover our dirtiness. That's all. So everything we are doing the Karmi side, what's the difference? We are doing austerity by regulating our life. Regulation means what? Control of the mind, control of the senses. It's regulation. This is austerity. I'm regulating my eye in order to unnecessarily see things which are not helpful for healthy for Krishna. I'm regulating my ear. We're not hearing something which is not healthy for me. This is not going to raise my higher chakra. It's going to dampen my chakras and keep me functioning within the lower mode of nature. So that is austerity. That is going to raise the positive chakras for higher things. For being attracted to Krishna consciousness, you want to hear something which is very auspicious, you want to do something which is auspicious, which is beneficial, not only for the person, but for the whole world. Want to see something which is transcendental, which is pure. Krishna and his devotees and the spiritual world, the spiritual activities, want to see the beauty of Krishna creatures and how wonderful it is. All these are austerities. It is already going on. Either we know it or not, it is going on. One cannot do without austerity, materially or spiritually. It may be pronounced or may be silent, but there is no question of no austerity for anyone in this world. Even animals, they do austerity. They are regulated in a certain way. They are regulated in a certain way. The austerity is not pronounced, but they are regulated in a certain way. You don't see tigers eating grains. Have you seen tiger eating grains?
Oh.
A tiger will not eat grains. What is that? That is austerity, that they have to eat all the flesh. It's only human beings you see they violate principles. Yeah? Only human beings will do what is outside their quota. The quota for animals is maintained. Only human beings go beyond the quota. They eat grains, they eat flesh, they do this, they do that, all of necessary things, they lump everything all together, and they're the most miserable entities in the whole world. Why? Because there's no austerity. Even the austerity which is offered to us by nature, we violate it. We violate it as human beings. So we should not be surprised that of all species of life, human beings are more miserable, because we are not doing what is expected of human beings. We're not doing a level of austerity that will make us human beings, to reason like human beings, to act like human beings, to do what is necessary for human beings. We are most miserable in this world. We're most miserable because we are not doing what is right. So the commanded austerity is not performed by us. We don't have to do austerity like Lord Brahma, sorry, like Hiranyakasipu, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, all these Brikasura. All these are demonic austerity. He tortured the body, tortured the super soul, tortured the cell, and tortured other living entities. These are demonic. But transcendental austerity is recommended. The Sabdev said, "My dear sons, listen to me. Listen to me. What is the difference between you and other entities? What is the difference? Everything we are doing, all living entities are doing it. So what is the difference? The difference is just the austerity which you perform. Therefore, I'm requesting all of you, my dear sons, who have the intelligence to understand things, perform divine austerity that will purify the heart. And when that is done, Brahma Sokyam Tu Anantam. That is what everybody is looking for, but austerity is required to attain that. Austerity is necessary to attain that. Without austerity, one cannot jump there. One cannot. It is not possible to jump in there. If it is possible, then the process of divinity is not perfect. And then you cannot say it is divinity, because what is divine has no unnecessary things with it. It is distinct, completely distinct, just like iron and gold or heaven and hell. Are distinct. So Lord Savdev is carefully instructing us through his children, perform divine austerity for purification of the heart. And when that is done, you'll be promoted to unlimited enjoyment, unlimited, ever eternal pleasure. Brahma sokyam nantum. Nantum. There's no end to it. That is the duty of human beings, especially the devotees. So for one to control how we speak, to be careful about our words, what is that? It's austerity. It's austerity. Otherwise, speak any nonsense thing we need and you face the consequences. So it's austerity because we are not careful about what we do, we are careful about what we see, we are careful about what we hear, we are careful about how we associate, we are careful about everything we do. This is austerity. So it shouldn't be a surprise, it shouldn't be something. Is austerity not one of the limbs of bhakti? Austerity, the nine items of bhakti, austerity is not mentioned there. But we have seen that everything there's a component. When you say a component means what? A package. A package is not only one item inside. A package means that there's so many items. So property here, parts and parcels. We are parcels. We are parts of the parcel because we are individual but collectively connected with Krishna. This is the parcel that we are. So also within our bhakti cult, austerity is inside. For us to do successful japa, we have to keep away from 10 offenses. What is that? How will you call that? It's austerity. That's austerity. So in everything about bhakti, austerity is there. It is similar about what I was looking for the verse right in. I didn't start early. It's a verse about what time second canto. Yes, so austerity is there throughout the 9 limbs of bhakti. Austerity is there. if we want to hear, we need austerity to be able to hear, to be able to keep our body in order to can remain alert and hear. But even if you are feeling sleepy in a class, it's austerity to start to stand up to do whatever you can do so you can hear. There's austerity. Everything is there. Everything has austerity. Everything. So in the limbs of bhakti has austerity throughout. The austerity is spread throughout the 9 limbs of bhakti. And then that is Bhagavatam. And if you the third canto, Kapil Muni, he also said, Taposhaiva param jyotim Bhagavatam adopsade. Bhuta guha basam bindati andisa puman. To realize Krishna as Brahman, Parmana, or Bhagavan, austerity is compulsory. Austerity is compulsory. So there are 2 things here. Austerity have 2 sides. One can perform austerity and become very proud. Like Hiranyakasipu. I'm better than you. See, I'm eating 1 player, you need 10 players. Look at you. Oh, useless. Look at all these useless people. No, useless. Eating, useless. That is a Hiranyakasipu austerity. Austerity should not make the heart proud. Austerity should make us humble. So how do we do this? How do we understand this truth? It depends on our motivation for doing austerity. When one sees himself as said, I'm very, very sinful and behind, it's only Bhakti Dhira Damodar said, I have to practice austerity to meet up with others because I'm behind. Therefore, I have to do something to meet up. For me to do that, they say there is extra effort in our practice. That extra effort in our practice is austerity. And that also what made Arjuna very special. If you remember the the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Abhimanyu was killed, Arjuna took a vow. Tomorrow before sunset, after Jadrati is finished, so I'm dead. I must revenge the death of my son. So the news spread. The Jadrat came to Then I said, my dear friend, I think I can stop here. I have done my part. For many days I've done the part for you. So now I can go. So they said the war is not finished. So go to where? So did you hear didn't hear the news? Good news. You don't hear? I just declared that tomorrow, before sunset, I'm dead or is I dead? I know that I'll be dead. That I know. You are afraid of Arjun. Everyone is afraid of Arjun. So I have to go. Then try to persuade him. He enters a very serious argument. Then finally the question came upon all of them. But why Arjun is a terror for all of us, although we are all Satyas? And we are all trained by the same person. But why Arjun is such a terror for us Satyas? Let's just go and ask Acharya. They all went to Dronacharya. So Acharya, we have a question. Dronacharya said, yes, please ask me. They said, you see, you train all of us. Yes. You love all of us. Yes. What is it you gave Arjun that made him different from? What is it? And how did he meditate? Dronacharya, he laughed and looked at all of them. See, let me tell you. Let me tell all of you. As Arjun has two special qualities which none of you will have. Oh yeah, none of you have it. What are those two things? Dronacharya said, when I train all of you in the daytime, in the night you go and sleep. Arjun will practice throughout the whole night. He does not sleep day and night. So he's putting a lot of effort into his practice, austerity. Therefore, he is different from all of you. Look at each other. Oh, I see. So, which is the second one? Dronacharya said the second thing is that Arjun has Lord Krishna as his friend. So you can never meet him. So extra effort in our practice makes us special. That is austerity. That also we saw in Chaitanya Lila. Remember we were talking about Jagannath Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is feeding devotees sumptuously, like eating onto the neck. It is in the same Jagannath Puri, not in Vrindavan, not in Bhattarika Ashram. It is not in the Himalaya, Rishikesh. It is the same place in Jagannath Puri, Anakshetra. At the time we told Raghunath Das Goswami, don't eat. Don't eat like these people. Which people? The devotees. You're not talking about you like a people. Don't eat like these people. Don't dress like these people. Don't talk like these people. Always remain in Vrindavan in your heart. And suddenly, it may be this or maybe that, but in your heart, always remain in Vrindavan and serve Sisi Radha Shyama Sundara. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this. In the middle of Prasadam, he gave this order. Not in Himalayas, what the austerity is. In the middle of Prasadam, and he is personally feeding devotees. The same person is giving instruction to a different devotee. Don't eat like these people. Eat frugally. Take only what will keep this body suitable for you to maintain your sadhana. That's all. Now, Raghunath Das Goswami took it seriously and he followed that very strictly and he attained success. He attained success because he's representing us. Otherwise, he's always a success. He's a Nitya Siddha. But because he has come here to teach us the way. Why would pure devotees do all these things like us? What is the message they're giving to us? Why would these people, they are eternally pure associate of Lord Krishna, but why would they also do austerity? Why? because they want to show us the way. They want to teach us what we should do. If they simply speak to us, say, you don't like me, say, you're telling me not to eat so you can eat very nicely. But when they do it themselves, say, we will not point hand to them because I show us the way. Why would Siddhartha Bhakti Dhira Saraswati Thakura perform Chaturmasya? Why? So severe austerity he was performing. He would tie his hand at his back. And he doesn't eat with hands. He will not put the food on the floor, on the plate. It's on the floor. He put it on the floor. Still, no salt, no spice. I will use his mouth to eat. He bent down to eat. When he is tired, if he get up, that is finished for that day. Why will he do that? Why? I did also share performance. You see that picture? Bhakti Dhira Saraswati have there. He did it. Rather couldn't. Where there is no austerity. Huh? Why? He's a famous disciple. Glorify him. He gave him a title as a lion guru, a Vaikuntha man. But why would a Vaikuntha Vasi do that? What is the need? What is the need for this? Is it that he's looking for purification? No. They want to show us the way. They want to teach us by the example. Just do this for what you are looking for. Why would look at the Goswami, look at the Raghunath Das Goswami, look at Sanatan, look at Rupa. These people, they are money people. They are money people. The thing we're looking for. They have it. Is it normal? Is it normal for someone to give us a palace to go and stay under a tree? Stay under a tree means what? Rain is not going to beat you there. Huh? You stay on a tree. If you stay on a tree, rain will beat you more. Because the leaves will, in the beginning, you think you are protected. When you run under a tree, when you run is falling, you think you are protected, but they are not. The leaves are going to collect all the water and heat everything on your head at once. So it's better to remain inside the water there than to enter under a tree. You are not protected. So in winter, everybody knows the winter in Brindavan. Eh? Somebody wearing cowpin. Now we're putting air conditioner and putting fan and wearing. When you go to Brindavan in winter, you see some devotees are wearing 5 cardigans, 5, with hand gloves. I have seen this myself. I have seen this. So the Goswami, did they do this? Cowpin, under a tree, no shoe, not sitting under a foam. You see, we're sitting on the foam. Look at this foam. The Goswami, did they do this? No. You see, it is easy for ordinary person to do austerity because you don't have anything. Starvation can force one to do so-called austerity. One can do that, but a person who has gratified a sensitive highest level, to come down to that level, Krishna told Arjuna Bhagavad-Gita, it's better to die. But they did it. Why are they doing this thing? They don't know Krishna. Krishna shouldn't need them to do these sinful people so they can become purified like us. No. Why do you do this? To teach us the importance of austerity. And Bhagavad-Gita was one further to explain. Austerity of the body consists in worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, the superiors like mother and father, and in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. Why would Krishna put it here in Bhagavad-Gita? What did they need? What did they use? Krishna put it in there. We are following, so chanting sincerely difficult. Why are you bringing extra thing again? This austerity, just this is a kitchen society. Don't bring this inside here. Yes, But are we blind to see what is happening in our movement? Are we blind? Are we so blind, so naive, we are so insensitive? Eh? What we are experiencing in our Christian consciousness is not what we expected, what we expected. Is it what we expected? I was expecting that when I come here, I'm going to see only pure devotees. That was the expectation. But I get opposite. Why that? Because the level of certainty necessary for us to get cleansed, to be on that level, is not there. Not there. Narayamuni, heavy austerity, heavy austerity. Yesterday, heavy austerity. Shukadeva goes, heavy austerity. Look at all of them. Heavy austerity. The all perform. It is necessary. And we should do it. But we should do austerity which is approved in the scripture to help us realize the supreme possibility. To give us strength to do nice bhakti. That is the motivation. That should be the motivation. So I'm reducing what is austerity, properly explained. Austerity means what? I'm sacrificing my lower interest to achieve something better. Get something better. We are sacrificing something low to get something better. It's austerity. It's a voluntary thing, not by force. And it is not for anything material. Not for that. I want to be a better devotee, therefore I'm fasting on the Ekadasi day so that I can purify my existence to become a better devotee. I'm fasting on Janmashtami so I can pray seriously to Krishna to help me. I can have better strength to do better, be a better devotee that my service will please to my guru, my seniors, Supreme Lord. Mother Ashoda, the mother of the Supreme Person of God, performed severe austerity to get Krishna as the son, along with the Nanda Maharaj. These are eternal resident of Goloka. Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, Vasudev and Devki. They are eternal associated with Lord Krishna in Goloka. But they expanded themselves to come and do a service here to have Krishna as their son. Why? Why? Do they need this? The queens of Dwaraka perform austerity to have Krishna, to get back their Krishna. And who was their teacher? Srimati Radharani recommended them to do austerity to attain the Krishna. They said they want to love Krishna, just like Srimati Radharani did. Srimati Radharani gave them the process. Do austerity, do Ekadasi. And they did for 1 year. Do they need that? This Krishna's association. Krishna's eternal association. They did all this. So we shouldn't do austerity which will stop our body, which will cause a problem. It's already on the way to the office, which will create a harm. We become too weak or don't do our japa, become so weak that we don't do our services. No, Prabhu, I fasted the Nirjala yesterday and I didn't sleep throughout the whole night. So Prabhu, please, excuse me, I cannot get up from Mangalati tomorrow. No, that is wrong. That is not austerity. We shouldn't do that. The purpose is to help us become better in our Krishna consciousness, not to stop to disturb our services, not to disturb our sadhana. If austerity disturbs a sadhana, it's not austerity. It is condemned. We shouldn't do it. Does it make sense, Prabhu?
Yes. Very nice explanation. Thank you very much. By your explanation, I understood that austerity, it's really attracts the Lord. Not only attracts the Lord, even it will attract the devotee also.
Yes.
Those who are really doing austerity, that is also one kind of attraction. By that, naturally, others, they are getting attracted.
Yes.
So, yeah, if we want to attract Krishna, then definitely we have to practice some austerity.
Yes.
Okay, Maharaj, you explained very nicely about the many aspects of austerity. So, personal life, if we want to follow any austerity, so what you will just suggest for the sadhakas, any austerity, if anybody want to do, what kind of austerity you can suggest?
So the Prabhupada recommend here to fast on the Kalasi Day and Janmasami, Ramnavami, Singha Chatu Dasi, Gaura Purnima, Nityanaya Toyodasi. This austerity we should do them nicely. As we should focus on this. These are divine austerities. We should do them.
Mm.
It is compulsory, it is necessary.
Mm.
Even for health, if you don't eat 2 days in a month, it's good for health, materially speaking. Very good for health. And go beyond that, it's good for our spiritual life. We should know Krishna created all these things to help us become advanced in our Krishna consciousness. So we should go for them.
Okay. Okay, Maharaj. For personal life, according to the individual, if they can do any austerity, but we are in the society, so we have to accommodate everyone. For them also, how we can, how this austerity can applicable in the Krishna conscious society also.
Yes, in the movement, because we live together in the temple, it is difficult sometimes because many people are not interested. So if they see what you're doing, they will be disturbed and they would like to discourage, they would like to discourage what you're doing. Therefore, we don't have to announce it. You should just do it silently. Don't announce it. Just do it silently. Yourself. People will not be happy to see, especially those who are not interested. They will be the one who are the most disturbed. And they'll give you advice out of envy, not because they care for you, but out of envy. They will speak as if they like you. It's just envy. So we have to use our intelligence to do that. To plan how we can. We should know within our body what we can handle. I can fast 2 times a month for the Kadasi day completely, or half day, or avoid grains, or eat once a day. Something, we should design it. We should design according to our needs and follow that nicely. We will be helped. And pray seriously to Krishna Acharyas for help.
So according to our health condition and according to our family situation, like that, something we have to design.
Yes. Yes.
So slowly we can, maybe it is possible we can increase that. Otherwise, at least in small way also we have to practice some austerity.
Yes.
Okay, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Another one question, Maharaj. Naturally, if we started to practice some austerity, then naturally by seeing others what they are doing, they are just following normal thing. I am doing extra something. I am waking up at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Before Mangalarti only I am finishing chanting 16 rounds. Like that, some ego is arising in our heart. So how we can rectify that?
Yeah, it is very, very good for us to to get up early and do our jobs early in the morning. And I tell you the truth, if you chant your jobs before in the morning before 7:30 before you will notice that you have a lot of time to do more things.
Yes.
And when you don't do that, you will notice that you have wasted time. You've been anxiety. Nothing will work nicely. Nothing will work nicely. You will be happy. A lot of distraction. That is Krishna's costly message to show us that we are not doing the right thing. But we are so ungrateful that we will not be able to realize that we are kissing other people for disturbing us. We don't know that we are disturbing, we are disturbing ourselves. But when we do the right thing, we get up early and do that, and we have a lot of time to do so many things in the day nicely, in a better way. Then first you will come inside and say, you are the best devotee in this world. Everybody should worship you. I don't know why people even have not realized. So when we're doing some things, we always will be prepared for the second thing. Always. Because in the material world, Maya is not a conditional soul. Maya is a pure devotee. We should know this. It's a pure devotee. So she knows how to deal with us. Therefore, we should always be prayerful. Always prayerful. Pray to spiritual master. I'm doing this not to become proud. I'm doing so I can become a better servant. I can be a better devotee. I can do something wonderful for my Krishna cause. Please help me. I doesn't become contaminated by pride or something. We should constantly pray for that. Always. Pray for mercy. Always. Always pray. If you do this, then Krishna will protect you. And even if contamination comes in, Krishna will help us to clean it because we are consciously praying and begging for mercy for help. We will get help.
Very nice. And another one more question, Maharaj. While practicing some austerity like getting up early and doing some extra activities, then naturally the body is not cooperating properly. It is going unbalanced. Unbalanced means like if you are getting up very early, then naturally we will fall in sleep in the japa. So just to focus on the chanting and not to fall into sleep, our full effort is going in that only. And how we can focus in the holy name, how we can improve the japa.
So we can also try to sometimes take a nap, another time to you can try and find a time like that to release the body from that tension. Sometimes you can find a time and do that outside the japa. And even if we do a japa, we can stand up. We can try. It's austerity is a sacrifice. We should be ready for all the challenges. We should be ready. It's not in everything is going to be rosy. Yeah, sacrificing something for something. There's a penalty for that. You should be ready for that sacrifice. So we can either find another time to rest. You see, Prabhupada does that 30 minutes, not 1 hour. Prabhupada never took it more than 1 hour. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does also. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. They do that. So you get refreshed. Then we should think nicely and we think nicely, the body also will be very strong. And for some of us who have a managerial position that there's so many energies come around, that is another thing. We have to also find a way to deal with that. If you are doing a higher level management, okay. Not only that the body is the same, other negative things also come around. See, we have to find a way to deal with it. And that is also why austerity is necessary, because austerity will help you to become you can absorb all these things, remain strong. So sometimes the body will weak also because of what we are carrying. So we are conscious of that. Carrying heavy load. So you feel weak. That is but we should continue to push on and push on. But they say, oh, my body is tired now. So this lecture, I'm not going to attend this lecture. So please, you can go and take a no. It's minimizing Krishna. You have to do something. Always. And if the body says okay, you will know you're sick. You can take medicine, you can take rest and get the body in order. Then you continue. You should use your intelligence to adjust the situation.
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. Last question, Maharaj. Maharaj, most of the time our chanting is focusing on not to think anything. So our full effort is going on that only. And even if sometimes our...
That is wrong. That is wrong. Our attention should not go into how not to think of something. No, that is wrong. That is not the way. The best way is just to forget everything and try to hear what we chant. That's all. That will become a serious distraction. We should not try not to think. We are not stones. We are not dull matter. We are conscious beings, so that we will think. And the condition that we cannot say that not these things will not pass through my mind. That is mechanical. It will never happen like that. You always go on naturally, try to chant and hear what we chant. That's all. Krishna sees our effort, he will adjust and help us to adjust everything nicely. You try to hear what we chant. That's all. What the devotee had complained to Prabhupada, it was in Hawaii. Prabhupada, I cannot chant nicely. My mind is disturbing me. Prabhupada said, eh? Say, Prabhupada, I said my mind. Say, what about your mind? What is the mind? Forget about it. Just chant with the tongue and hear with the ear. That's all. Finish. Close the chapter. Just try to hear what we chant. That's all. And in Bhagavatam mentioned, the fifth canto of Bhagavatam, Prabhupada mentioned the purport. And his great Bhujam Prabhu wrote it in his Japa book. Neglect the mind. Neglect. In the fifth canto, Prabhupada discussed. Neglect the mind. To neglect the mind means just try to hear the name and just forget. Don't worry about what the mind will do. No, if you do that, the mind will act more. Because when you become too careful of something, you become too careful of something, you become a victim of the same thing. Just forget it and the thing will disappear, it will leave you alone. So we should just practice to try to hear what we chant. That's all. Yes. You understand?
Okay, yes,
yes,
Maharaj. I got that. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much for your wonderful association, giving your precious time to us. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be with you. And I should thank you for giving me the service that can become useful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Please bless me and all the devotees also so that we can progress in the Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Jai Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada.